some breaking news here in Germany. Thieves have reportedly pulled off a spectacular heist at one of Europe's most renowned museums. Police in Dresden say the break-in at the Green Vaults of the city's royal palace took place in the early hours of Monday morning. Police haven't yet confirmed what exactly has been stolen, but the loot apparently includes 3 priceless sets of jewelry. Dresden's prized collection of historical treasures includes crown jewels and bowls carved out of crystal. And we have our correspondents following the latest on this story for us. DW's Maximilian Koschek is with us, and Scott Roxborough here in studio. Good to have you both. Max, let's start with you. Authorities have been holding a press conference. What more do we know about what happened?
Yes, so authorities have so far been trying to reconstruct the heist that was taking place in the early hours of Monday morning. They've been able to obtain some video footage from the museum to look at how the heist has happened. And so far what we know is that at around 5 a.m. in the morning, the security system was alerted, and that the security services have been giving the alert further to the police authorities. And according to the footage that police authorities have been now looking at, 2 suspects have been entering the jewellery room, which is one of 10 rooms of the Green Vault, this prized treasure chambers in Dresden. They've been entering the jewellery room through a window, breaking in, and then aiming straight for one cabinet where jewelleries have been on display. They have been taking, as far as we know, 3 complete jewellery sets. So that is like a set of jewellery collections, and they have been taking 3 of those as a complete set, and then left probably by car, authorities now suspect, and leaving over the highway. So police have now installed highway patrols trying to find those suspects, and also been talking to Berlin authorities here in the capital, because in 2017 another very spectacular heist has been taking place not far from the German government district in the Border Museum, and a 100-kilogram gold coin had been stolen in broad daylight. So now authorities in Dresden are talking to the authorities here in Berlin to see if there's any connection to the both heists.
Scott, let's talk about this collection, because it has an impressive history. Tell us more about this collection.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of comparable to something like the crown jewels in London. I mean, this was a collection that was created by August the Strong, August II, who set it up in the early 18th century, 1723 to 1730. And he was sort of in competition with Louis XIV in France to try and create the most extravagant, impressive, opulent collection of jewelry and priceless goods. And so this collection that's is one almost unique in the world. It's an incredible treasure trove. And they made the point that these pieces, of course, are very valuable that have been stolen, but their actual value and historical value is completely priceless and cannot be measured.
Well, a lot of people are probably wondering how such an exquisite collection could have been targeted at all, and police have been talking about that as well in their press conference about the theft. Let's listen in.
What's clear to us is that the perpetrators entered the building through a window facing Palace Square. They cut through the bars on the window and smashed the glass. They then targeted a specific display case, which they shattered. They then fled the building and disappeared.
All right, Max, coming back to you. You were listening into the press conference. What more did police say about how such a theft could have happened?
Yes, so police authorities as well as securities are quite flabbergasted that this heist could have been taking place. Now, the Green Vault has been a treasure trove for over 300 years, and so nothing in that sort had happened before. Some have compared the security measures at the Green Vault similar to Fort Knox, the US-American treasure chamber where they keep the gold reserves of the United States. And one thing that seems to be particular about the case here, the heist in Dresden, is that the perpetrators seem to have been able to damage the electricity box that was connected to the alarm system. They've been using a fire to damage that box that then caused a electricity outage in the museum, and therefore didn't make the alarm go off, as far as we know by the authorities.
All right, and Scott, listening to that, what does happen now?
It's a big question. I mean, the pieces are incredibly well known. This work is incredibly well known. So selling it on the open market for the thieves would probably be impossible. At least that's what the art historians hope. Theoretically, these pieces could be broken down and sold for their value as diamonds. But we heard today from the press conference that would be a fraction of their true value. Another possibility that was raised, though there's no evidence that this is going to happen, is that the thieves could try to auction this jewelry back to the state of Saxon to have them buy back their treasures. Any of this is possible. We hope, though, that, of course, these pieces will be recovered in their original state and that they will be restored to their rightful place at the museum.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the investigations continue. All right, our correspondents here, Scott Roxburgh in studio and Maximiliana Koschek, thank you both.